What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode where we're going to talk about remote code execution bugs that are affecting major voice-over internet applications using the PJSIP library. Now, you might remember the episode I did about how long it's taking for teams to fix severe bugs. On average, if you remember, 6 months. In 2021, teams reduced the bug fix delivery time by a whopping 1.7 days. Now, that's not a big spike, but the reasons given in the research had to do with shifting resources to tackle more severe bugs before that same team tackled low, medium, and high severity bugs. But that does not explain the time it takes. We're still left with 193.1 days needed to fix severe bugs. Now, in case you missed that episode and want to watch it, the link to it is above. In this episode, we are going to get a first-hand look at exactly why those bug fixes take so long. Now, I hope you'll watch the full episode, but if not, you can now skip to my insights at the end of the episode, right from the timeline below. For the rest of you, let's take a look at the story and see what we can learn to protect ourselves and others.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Some of the world's most popular communications apps are using an open source library riddled with newfound security holes. One thing this open source flawed library shares with the Apache Log4J logging library fiasco that started in December, it is ubiquitous. The library, PJSIP, which is an open source multimedia communication library, is used by Asterisk. Asterisk, on the other hand, is an enterprise class open source PBX or private branch exchange toolkit that's used in voice over IP services in a massive number of implementations. According to the Asterisk site, the software is downloaded 2 million times annually and runs on 1 million servers in 170 countries. Asterisk powers IP PBX systems, VoIP gateways, and conference servers, and it's used by SMBs, enterprises, call centers, carriers, and governments. On Monday, DevOps platform provider JFrog Security disclosed 5 memory corruption vulnerabilities in PJSIP, which supplies an API that can be used by IP telephony applications such as VoIP phones and conference apps. Congratulations, you're doing a great job by wanting to learn about the RCE bug in the PJSIP library used in millions of systems worldwide. I appreciate your support by watching my episode about it. If you are new to my channel and have not already, please consider subscribing to my channel and smashing the bell to be notified when I upload new episodes where I give you insights into the newest, important cybersecurity news stories like this one. With my insights, you can be better prepared to protect your company, your family, and yourself against these and other cyber attacks. So hit the subscribe button now and let's continue to learn about this story together. In its technical breakdown, JFrog researchers explain that the PJSIP framework offers a library named PJSUA that supplies an API for SIP applications. The basic PJSUA APIs are also wrapped by object-oriented APIs. Now, PJSUA offers a rich media manipulation API where they spotted the 5 vulnerabilities. 3 of the flaws are Stack Overflow vulnerabilities that can lead to remote code execution and which are rated 8.1 on the CVSS severity rating score. The remaining 2 include a read out of bounds vulnerability and a buffer overflow weakness in the PJSUA API, both of which can lead to the denial of service and both of which are rated CVSS 5.9. Pockmarks in PJSIP and other common video conferencing architecture implementations are nothing new. In August 2018, Google Project Zero researcher Natalie Silvanovich disclosed critical vulnerabilities in most of the common ones, including WebRTC, which is used by Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Facebook Messenger, Signal, and others, PJSIP, which again is used in millions of implementations of Asterisk, and Apple's proprietary library for FaceTime. If exploited, such vulnerabilities like the ones found by Natalia as well as the ones found by JFrog would have let attackers crash apps using the implementation by merely placing a video call, noted Ronan Slavin, then head of research at Research Cybersecurity and currently the co-founder and CTO at the source code control detection and response platform, Cycode. This would have then triggered a memory heap overflow, which could allow the attacker to take over the victim's video conferencing account. So that goes for back then with what they found, what Natalia found, as well as today what JFrog found. Now, apps such as Skype, Google Hangouts, and WhatsApp have made it easy to have meaningful face-to-face interactions across 2 points anywhere on the globe. It was true then, and since the pandemic has acted like a gas on the fire when it comes to virtual connections, it's all the more reason to heed JFrog's advice and patch the PJSIP library ASAP. So, what can we learn? Well, this is a library that lies at least 2 levels deep in any product or project you might be working on or using. Number 1, there is your product or project using the Asterisk platform or their API. 2, there is the Asterisk platform using the PJSIP library. Then 3, there is the PJSIP library with the 5 vulnerabilities. So in order for you to roll out a fix of your application to your customers, you have to, 1, wait for the developers of the PJSIP library to fix the 5 vulnerabilities. Well, or at least 3, the critical ones. Then 2, you have to wait for Asterisks to implement the new PJSIP library into their product before you can update your product with the fixed Asterisk implementation. This is how you get to 6 months of rollout time for severe bugs. Fixing this kind of bottleneck is not going to be easy. You see, PJSIP is an open source library. It might not have the support to keep a dev team on board 24/7, 365. Remember, in the story, it stated that it is not PJSIP that has millions of downloads a year. It is Asterisk. So maybe the demand is not there, or not enough developers or people are there using the PJSIP for them to get donations or be supported with other resources. Now, who knows if Asterisk themselves donates any or how much resources to the development of PJSIP. Hopefully, they donate enough, and they donate it quickly, so that it can speed up the rollout of fixes. Now, if you recall the episode on what the open source community is doing to help keep open source projects secure, you remember that foundations like the Linux Foundation are increasing their funding of open source project development. But that does not cover all open source projects. There are plenty that have no funding and are just kind of like passion projects. So can you rely on a passion project for your production environment even though it has exactly the right solution for you? Well, no, not if there's no funding. We look at open source like it's some kind of abundant, free, and always there for you fruit. Just pick the ever-ripe fruit directly from the holy tree. And if something's broken, well, then we complain about it and demand that the gods who gave you the tree fix it immediately. Well, some of these people have full-time jobs doing other things, and this is a side or passion project. They can't just drop everything and fix something for you, or spend a bunch of all-nighters fixing a bug, as much as they may want to, and they definitely do. I mean, it's their baby. But they might also have a real baby, or a wife, or a sick mom, or a bunch of other projects that have much higher priority because they're the ones that get my paycheck. So what can we do? Well, if there is an open source project that you use and they have a Pantheon or some other donation possibility, then donate. Or maybe someone with more ambition than I have will create this organization that collects donations, then vets requests from open source projects for access to funding from, that organization, so that they can either do it themselves or, have paid volunteers on hand to help support their successful open source project. Now, if one of you happens to build it, good for you. With that, I say thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the bell if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.